Hello there, it's your girl Daphne, back with another video. This time we're starting with Christmas and we're doing our part 1 of our DIY series. Okay, we're going to get started, and our first DIY is a tassel tree plaque, and you can take a photo of all the supplies that are needed that's on the screen right now. So I just wanted to mention I'm using just a spare piece of wood that I happen to have on hand. I didn't go out and buy anything special for this. So you really can just take a look around your house, and any type of wood that you have, you can just use it for this, this DIY. I will link the dimensions of the board that I'm using in the description in case you're wondering. So we're going to get started with just applying stain to the board. I'm using Minwax red oak, and I'm just lightly applying it. I'm doing this first because it takes a little while for the stain to dry. The next step that we're going to be doing is starting to make the tassels, which will form the tassel tree. I just wanted to mention it makes it much easier if you select a piece of cardboard to the size of the finished tassel. In my case, I'm using a card that is roughly about 2.5 inches. I'm wrapping the tassel around the card roughly about 20 times. It's very important that you start and stop the tassel winding at the same point. In this case, I had it at the top end, and once you go to remove it off of the card, you want to turn it to the bottom so that you're getting the clean loop side without the cut in. You want to grab your yarn and you want to tie a knot roughly about 1/2 inch down from the top that you're holding. You want to make sure that you do a double knot so that it's very secure. And then once you have that done, you're going to wrap it around about 5 times, and then you're going to tie that off, and you're going to do a double knot so that it's secure, because this is going to be the finished top end of the tassel. Once that's completed, you're going to then cut the additional yarn off, and you're almost finished. You're going to go to the bottom and cut the loops which separate the tassel, and then you're just going to smooth it out. Okay, before we go any further, we're just going to even out the cut of the tassel at the bottom. So I just run my finger across. I'm removing about 1/2 inch, but you just want to make sure that it's a straight line across, and you're going to use this as a gauge to make the balance of your tassels. Off camera, I created the balance 14 tassels to complete this project. So we're moving right along. We're starting to make the trunk of the tree, which in this case I'm using a dowel. And then you're going to move on to just laying out the tassels based on the size of board that you have. In this case, I'm using 5 tassels. Then I'm going to a row of 4 tassels, then to a row of 3 tassels, and then to a row of 2, and then finally 1 tassel. And you'll just see me do this layout before I actually glue them down. So now that I checked the layout and I know the spacing is right, I'm just going to now use the hot glue and fasten them to the board. Okay, the next to last step is adding this piece ornament that I got from Family Dollar. It's going to be on the top of the plaque. And something that I did off camera, I added a burlap little tree skirt that you'll see in the finished image. Our second DIY is very simple. It's a yarn covered snowflake, and I happen to have my son Alex helping me with this. This was such a fun project to make, and I'm so happy that Alex joined me. So what we did was we formed the icicle with 5 popsicle sticks, and then we took an additional 5 popsicle sticks and we cut the ends off of it, and we left them about half an inch long, because that is going to form the finished edges, and you'll see us here attaching it. And you basically just want to randomly put 2 ends on each sickle. And what I would suggest, because I learned this the hard way when I then go to adding the yarn, you want to make sure wherever you put the sticks that you're able to still apply yarn to the bottom portion of it. So what I would suggest is try to push the icicles as high as possible and put them a little closer space-wise. But here's the finished product, and we're going to move on over to applying the yarn. In my case, I started in the center and I just wrapped it around a couple of times. I started off with putting a little hot glue so that it can adhere and it won't be sliding all over the place. And you just basically just wrap around the entire icicle, and then you just want to make sure that you keep overlapping so that you get good coverage of the yarn. The last preparation that I did was off camera. I basically took a block that I had at home, which is roughly about 1.5 inches by 2.5 inches. I stained it the same color that I stained the plaque, and I also used a dowel the same as I used on the plaque as well. And I'm going to use that as a little stand to support the icicle. So I'm just attaching it with hot glue. I don't know about you, but I am in the Christmas mood now that I've made these DIYs, and I can't wait to start decorating. So I hope that you enjoy. I want to thank you for watching. And as usual, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to turn on your notification bell so you know the next time that I upload a video. Have a blessed day.